एक उधर
अच्छा पांच I can इधर मैं सभी फोन में है आणि एक छत्री पर
टाइम क्या हुआ जल्दी आना है ना
geography yes geography
I have started now.
no
Not
I
started.
completed last time this chapter and Rajesh sir told us to say that sir completed money and credit
When we did.
In like May when it was
Completed.
yes
Fully completed. No problem. No? So, economics we have completed.
no
No, no. Economics, that the first lesson I have taken. Second of economy also we have completed.
yes money and credit also done globalization done
Consumer rights is something I have told you.
I'm giving you the brief.
I have to.
there is no consumer rights
No, I have told you that is what is that.
Economics.
So economics, no, that is coming only for project.
but they have not given
That is so you know, right? School will give.
but in school there are exams for this chapter also.
No. Who
Yes,
told?
sir.
Ma'am, even history
History
you only
and
have three and a half chapters.
three and a half.
remaining
Two
one.
chapters are cancelled. They will only
Yes.
come for project work. But they were taught because they didn't in the school itself.
Yes.
Even the keyboard.
Yes. Till the boards too, it will.
Everything will count in the keyboards. Everything.
Yes.
Some
In
parts-
board exam, there will be an option
There-
that will give syllabus given by
CBSE.
CBSE, so that will be followed. Well, the boards, no, the school will take those chapters which are not even done.
But as board has given, so we are following that order.
Yeah.
But history, it was telling me that even in the chapters that will be coming in our school, they will be taught only.
That is this one, HSLS.
And
Making other proposal only up to 1.5.
yes, even that is going to come full chapter.
Full chapter.
In school,
Keyboard.
But they are.
don't know.
So geography I did not start, no? Geography is
you were working the water
Yes.
Forest and wildlife was done.
Resource and development was done.
done
Forest
now.
and wildlife was
By
done by
Dipshika.
Dipshika ma'am. And today we have to start water and resource.
As a that the water resources, right?
Yes. Ma'am, because we are going to have first 4 chapter of geography this exam.
Others are not going to come.
Might be,
So
because
are not like your idea.
छोड़ दिया
वो गाली गाली में
देखो एक नेक्स्ट टाइम इसको बोलने दे फिर वो करना है मैं देखने की बात कौन सा मैथ्स का क्लास रहेगा कोई भी आया उनको बोलने नहीं वो उसने जिसने मैंने बोला था तो कि वो बोल रही थी तो दूसरे के कैसे बहुत दिमाग में हो तो बहुत गुस्सा आया आज इसको मैं बहुत चल रहा है वो आ रही थी डांट स्पेशल
मुझे तो उससे भी बच्चे भी ज्यादा नहीं हो
क्या
तुझसे ज्यादा
उसको बोलते यार
इसका मूवी नहीं बोलती कुछ नहीं बोला थे
बोले
मैं बोलूँगा
बोला इसको बहुत सुंदर थे ना तो बोला ही
उसने बोली नहीं भाई उसने लाइक
एक मिनट
और एक बार उसको बस बोलने दे और तुम्हें को बस बता उस दिन तुम पॉपकॉर्न लाने बोलूंगा ठीक है तो वो पॉपकॉर्न तो खाते थे इतना बोलना
इतना मजा आया
and I don't know क्या वो बोल या
and
हंसेगा
such a dumb topic. Let's see. Gayatri might take 20 minutes late or something like that.
Why?
In English consider it could take 20 minutes late.
So you are going for outside for English class.
Yeah.
Here already.
No, but English is on Thursday.
And then she came 20 minutes late.
Okay.
almost half an hour.
Yeah, why? That's
So then, no
She's very lenient. Usually, in
Really?
civics also she did like that.
And
Civics
even on
and
the first day of our evening, the first day, evening, she came 10 to 15 minutes late.
why is this so?
I
You
just
can start the
scolded
chapter
and all.
now because
I just
because English will
scolded
have
and all.
finished the chapter in like half an hour.
Yes,
Ma'am had to
and
give
she
another
just came.
day because of that our time usage in the class.
More
They will start
half an hour was wasted.
more than that.
Okay. You got your history papers result.
Yes, I have not performed very well.
Now the point I want to tell is that some of the point when I am teaching, I used to tell about this one this way, and some of the points you did not notice.
Then
Text
in the
them
coordinate code I forgot.
Yeah, but actually, we and him actually missed the main lecture.
Hmm.
Missed the chapter.
We both missed the main lecture.
Main lecture. And then
I
after
was-
she will give a brief when she gets time. Because time is a lot of time for each hour. Like 3 hours maybe,
And
6 hours.
we didn't want to be done.
So we missed the main lecture.
I
So which is
was not well at this. So
that was all. Just the next thing.
in economics, I got good, like 40.
Messages are higher.
So,
It's a more better.
Development, when I checked, I find history both Bura Hal. That is why I just
I expected in the first exam, not this one history, like 13 and above, but 10, 12.
Okay. See, your geography part deals with so many resources, different resources. Our first lesson also was like that, resource are developed. Today's date is 7.
No.
Seven.
Yes, this is just
So, we learned that resources and development. Then further next lesson was forest and wildlife resources. This lesson is about water
completely
resources.
different.
Only resources and its utilization and its development. All these parts we have to learn. Okay. Now, previous lesson you might have learned about some aspects about the forest utilization. We have learned in that first lesson. Now, I was going to ask about the forest and wildlife resources. So many things you have learned about the forest and wildlife resources. Different types of forests. How communities are preserving that forest. How the government is taking steps to preserve the forest. How important forest is. You have learned that. Here we are going to study about water. We know that water is, the earth is a watery planet. Why Earth is called as a watery planet?
Because it contains 70% water.
How much?
70%.
70%. 71% is water. So that much water is the water everywhere. but not a single drop to drink.
Because mostly it's all salty.
Only
Political.
2 to 3% of is the drinking.
Otherwise also, when a rain occur, we can find flood water around. Can we drink it? No. So the water is polluted. So some regions are facing the problem of scarcity. Some that is scarcity due to that uneven availability. Okay. Some places faces the problem of scarcity due to pollution. So anyhow, water scarcity is a problem. Let's take 71% is that water. This out of the 71, if you take about 97% of the water is salty water, that is ocean, and 2%, hardly 2%, or 2%, sorry, hardly no, 2% is in the form of ice sheets, and 1% is only fresh water.
Yes.
This fresh water is available in the form of rivers, lakes, and all. You see that this is what the availability. Now, how carefully we must utilize it.
Yes. We don't.
That is the most important point about this. And what steps we are taking to conserve it. Okay. So, which are the, when we take this one, water planet. Yeah. Can you take this textbook? No.
Yes.
No.
No. Let me see. This one, right?
Yes. Thank you. So, you might have seen people in different areas are running for what?
I'm not getting filtered. Yes.
Okay. Running for water, that is they collect water from different sources. Some places they dig wells and then take water. Some places, there is the picture of Rajasthan, if you are taking, people carry so many matkas over the head and travel
With hand pumps.
Yes. So this picture is very much important to think about. That is how they are balancing the water on their head. So many
The
matkas.
quantity of the matkas on the head in the Rajasthan, like few people even carry more than 7.
So that balancing act, if you are saying, we want that is how they are, and that is also not a few meters. So many kilometers they are traveling. Yes. That now that problem is reduced, and then further it is going to reduce a lot. How? The water which is stopped to Pakistan is now going to divert to Rajasthan. So they are going to construct a dam and canal for providing water to Rajasthan. So this all shows that how much water scarcity the regions are experiencing.
like there was an ad, advertisement in 2018 or 19. In Rajasthan, a man placed a shower. Like it is very popular ad. It even won many awards. So like the man turned on the tap and like from the shower he got a team. So many people like lined up and formed a queue to just take the water. So that
In order to show that water scarcity.
yes.
So shower that how drops are coming, the people are eagerly waiting for.
Okay, even those drugs, right?
Cylinder.
Water cylinder.
That all things we will learn here. That is how they are developing methods to store water. Now our question is that these all pictures that which are coming in front of us give us a kind of warning sign that we must conserve the water. If we are overusing water, there will be some kind of problem which we have to face in the near future. So here what we have seen, how this water is forming. See, water is forming through a cycle, that is a continuous cycle. That is called a hydrologic cycle. What is hydrologic cycle? There are processes like evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. It is cyclically taking place. This 97% of water is balanced in different areas and different. One area, if it is excessive water in the form of rainfall and flood, other place it is having the drought, and there that evaporation is there. So everywhere this amount of water remains the same. Understood? But now, because of our excessive usage and deforestation and other activities, the climate is completely changing. And many of the problems we are facing. Our geography first lesson we have learned about climate change, global warming. See, this global warming, if it continue, what will happen? It will make that the snow, that the ice caps to melt, and that will
Depletion of
submerge.
ozone.
So that is one this one, that ice caps to melt, and that water will go to that ocean, and that would the sea level would rise. Sea level would rise, and it will submerge the coastal areas. This is what going to happen. Now also the level of the water in the sea is rising up, and the ice caps started melting due to the heat. So what we have to do, that is a warning given to us. Yesterday many places, fifth, many of the places, children and others celebrated that environment day by planting the trees.
Even DVFT plants.
So these all things are small steps which can be done to prevent this type of things from happening. So that is why these all environmental changes are giving us a warning. So what we have seen, you might wonder that if 3/4 of the world is covered with water and water is a renewable resource, then how is it that countries and regions around the globe suffer from water scarcity?
I had a doubt from my childhood. If there is 97% of salty water, can't you just convert it into fresh water?
There are some regions like in Gulf countries.
Okay.
They are having less freshwater resource.
Hmm.
So they are having the technology to convert it.
So
They
why?
are,
We have never had that technology.
we did not develop that technology because we are having that fresh water during the rainy season and other times.
Even if we converted 5% of the water, it will be
But
very
no,
less.
in a country like ours, it is very costly.
Why does the water
Like, how is it very costly?
Very costly means we have to develop that one. That is, once we have developed that dam lake structure from that ocean, the water to be separated, then it have to be, that is, salinity have to be reduced. So many processes are there. For those Gulf countries, they have developed it from the very beginning because they don't have any other means.
Understood.
Desert regions.
So the main reason is they are very
So
costly.
that technology have been developed for us. We are not having that much places also to make dams, then the water to be separated, then the salt have to be separated, then dilute it, make it into.
Because if we had that technology, it could give us more than one advantage. It's like we could use the water and we could use even the salt.
So monsoon, no?
Yes.
And if we are developing a technology for this one, making kind of fresh water, that it has to take place continuously. Any technology we are developing, we are developing it for the future. For example, hydropower. The dams are constructed if there is a source of water
If there is no
available.
source, no hydropower.
So that all things we have to calculate and then develop. And that way place also should be available. They have developed that buildings or houses in that tower like. Here in our country, many of the houses are independent houses. So will that independent house people will be ready to hand over their land? They are having less land for agricultural purpose also.
I believe
So it is not a kind of option which is in front of us. So they never think about such an option. But those countries, they have developed this one because realizing the condition of their country.
But someday we have to do it.
That time they will develop some other ways.
An extreme water scarcity of population
See,
like in Africa. Then we have
Africa, what is that? There is no source of water also.
what if this thing happens in future? If this happens in
That time they may see.
Yeah,
But at present
but
they are
these-
not having now. You see that now, June only the rainy season has to come.
Yes.
Many of the places in May.
Yeah, then here it is in May. Since I was
In May it was, sorry, in Delhi that was, that can be called as pre-monsoon. Monsoon did not reach that place. But never it happened in Bangalore and all. Bangalore, that is hardly retreating monsoon time only it is happening. But they also experienced. So the climate is completely changed. So we cannot predict it. Earlier it could be predicted, okay, this time it will come. Some regions are experiencing flood situation. So that is why the government have not had to think about this kind of condition would arise in future. Okay, when chances are coming, they may think about it. Okay, we are exclusively depending upon rain. Now, monsoon. Monsoon may be uneven irregular and all those problems it is having, but still it is coming. Okay.
How much percent of fresh water does India have compared to that 70% of?
That we cannot tell, no? That is all over the world, globally only it is. Okay. So, why is it predicted that by 2025, nearly 2 billion people will live in absolute water scarcity? So, we are telling that 97% water, sorry,
No, it is 2025.
hmm?
It is 2025.
2025.
So nearly 20 billion, 2 billion people.
Many countries are facing extreme water scarcity.
But
Understood?
they is there population about 2 million, 2 billion?
Yes.
If total there are 8 billion,
Yes.
8 billion, 7.9 billion,
7%. Ah.
7.9 billion, and out of that, 20
Yes.
billion, 2 billion people are like.
Everywhere you see that in the regions where there is that lot of water also facing this water scarcity. I'll tell you one example. We talk about Meghalaya, in Meghalaya, Cherrapunji, Mozambique, and all these regions. They are also sometimes face the water scarcity. It's not that
Yeah, really.
we are having by God's grace.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Water scarcity and the need for water conservation and management. So, what is this exactly water scarcity or why water scarcity? That's our question. One is that there is abundance of water, isn't it? 97% water means abundance of water.
Hmm.
Okay, are you getting? Abundance, large amount. Next is that water is a renewable source. Then also it is difficult to imagine that we may suffer from water scarcity. So keeping these two on either sides, very good. Abundance on one side and renewability on the other side. Then also the globally we face water scarcity. Is a big question mark. She asked then why. See, we have seen 97% is salty water.
Hmm.
We are not able to drink.
Hmm.
2% ice sheets.
Hmm.
1% only potable water. And we are wasting. You just see the rainy season. One rain only. And everywhere that flood.
Hmm.
Deluge, we can say.
Potholes.
See, if this is the condition, we are not properly managing it, then this water finally join the sea or ocean. Naturally, water scarcity will come. When the rain comes, the whole water is going and joining the sea. That is the first reason.
But isn't the lake and the lake was collecting the water?
See what is happening that silting of the lakes and ponds, water bodies. So it gets deposited and the level of that water is rising up. So very small amount of water is stored and the rest will be overflowed. So what they have to do, desiltation have to be done.
Sorry, what is
Desiltation, that is that the silt have to be removed. So that water level.
Which will do it?
We have to do it. The government's duty is that. If that one is not done, see, during the rainy season, these all things are going and joining and getting deposited. After that depositing of layer over layer, what is happening? It become rocky bottoms. When it is rocky, water is it possible to remove? So then it will start rising up. So only very small amount of the water will be stored over there. Then we will flood, isn't it? So it is a kind of man-made problem. Instead of properly managing it, we are not taking care of this one. That is why it is giving rise to flood when there is rain. That is the reason. Okay. Now, uh, the moment we speak of water shortages, we immediately associate it with the regions having low rainfall or those that are drought prone. We think about the Rajasthan, we think about some other regions. Okay. Then we instantaneously visualize the deserts of Rajasthan and women balancing many mudkas used for collecting and storing water and traveling long distances to get water. True, the availability of water resources varies over space and time. This point you have to underline. The availability of water resources varies over space and time. Your volume also it can be there.
Overall, please say the name.
And,
The availability of water resources varies over space.
space and time means spaces means regions or different areas. Okay. And time. During the rainy season, lot of water. When the summer season, no water. This is what is space. Then, mainly due to the variations in seasonal and annual precipitation. Why this variation is happening? Because of the seasonal variations as well as annual precipitation. But water scarcity in most cases is caused by, this point also underlined, caused by over exploitation, excessive use, unequal access. What
Like
are
Bangalore, like Bangalore,
ah,
even being one of the richest states,
ah,
but it still had last year like water scarcity issues.
ah. Excessive use and third point is unequal access. So, and unequal access among different social groups. These are the main reasons. What is that? Over exploitation. We exploit the same fresh water for various purposes, and even that digging wells and groundwater is exploited. So what is happening? The level of groundwater will go so deep and it will dry up also. So over exploitation is one of the cause. Second,
How many years will the groundwater be get used?
it is not depending upon the years, that how many years like that. It is relating how we are using, how we are exploiting it. If we are having a facility to recharge it, means by collecting that rainwater and connecting it to the aquifers, means groundwater aquifers that water overhead tank or like that. If it is connected, it will get automatically recharged. But what we are doing, we are exploiting, and one fine day it will finish off. If it will finish off, what we are trying, another place we are digging. But water will be available or not? No. So it is drying up. Depends upon this one, over exploitation. Got it? So many places for agricultural purpose that the what is that groundwater is exploited in the form of the pump sets or many other devices. So because as a result of that, what is happening? The level of fresh water decreases. Second is excessive use. Say, okay, agricultural purpose water is required. So instead of using a device like a sprinkler or whatever devices, so that how much water is required, that much will need to be. Tube wells are there, so many devices are there, so that only the required amount we have to use. But what we are doing? Excessive use and unequal access among different social groups. Everyone is not getting equal access. Those who are poor, those who are weaker sections, they did not have the access to water.
About this excessive use, especially in farms, because irrigation. But in many places, in poor places, the spring, the irrigation systems like drip irrigation and this is not available. So they will have to use the water excessively. So what can they do?
It is not excessively. So they can make the device like if a canal is dug, from that the channels can be driven to that field.
It
Understood?
was purposely the fields are drawn near the source of water, rivers and also that they can draw the water line and that will actually go to the.
But that is also there. But many means are there. Together they can develop. No, if that farm is there, 10% farms are nearby. Together they can develop a facility. No, instead of having one person, one well or other kind of groundwater source, actually 10% making that program of digging groundwater. That is not what is that intelligent way of using. Understood? All the three points you got. So you should write that exact word. Sometimes
Keywords.
you are losing mark just because you understood the concept and you are writing. Huh? So this is why I am stressing you. You write that one. Where is then the water scarcity likely to occur? We have seen some regions that heavy rainfall is there. So, which regions are experiencing this? As you read in the hydrological cycle, fresh water can be obtained directly from precipitation, surface runoff, and groundwater. This is the page, you know. So, what is that? Rain falls, and that rainwater is one of the source of that getting water. Second is that surface runoff. Surface runoff means during the rainy season the water which is flowing. And the third one is groundwater. These are the three sources. Okay, precipitation, surface runoff, and groundwater. Is it possible that an area or region may have ample water resources but still facing water scarcity? So many areas are getting more rainfall and all. Still, it faces water scarcity. In now,
They do not use correctly.
very recently, that the government have published the news regarding the type of deluge which is going to come. What is that? In 2005, July 26th, the whole Mumbai experienced this deluge. That deluge was happened as a result of two, three things together worked. One was that heavy showers, continuously incessant rainfall. And second was that by the time there was a technique that is gate, that is flood gate. Flood gate is a gate when that sea water used to enter. The flood gates were opened instead of closing it because tidal this thing entries were. So flood gates were opened. So that water entered, continuous rainfall. And one more reason at that time was that drains were chopped up with the plastics. So we were not having any planning. So suddenly unexpected flood situation.
Now 2017.
2005.
No. I'm like saying a little identical. You told right the clogging due to plastic that happened in 2016 or 17, something like that. I don't know.
That was very less only, not like that. In 2005, what happened?
Yes.
Nobody
it was,
could imagine. So that the places we never have seen that it's around us and all like sea only. I was staying in first floor, that ground floor that from up to that sixth city that also was filled. And
So
around that is looking around from that window, that garden was there. It was looking like a sea only. So suddenly we wondered what happened, and it was not coming downwards.
So how could you get food like at that time? How much days was it there?
It was for a few days, but what happened? The ground stairs people used to come, and we had to accommodate them only because there is no other option. For them, everything they lost. Means all of unexpected one.
Everything all
Paper, this thing, all the material, the
the TVs and the air conditioners,
The-
everything.
the food grains they have purchased and kept there
Even
also
that
that
right
is
also.
gone. Their certificates, papers, everything they lost. So what I wanted to tell that is drinking water was a big problem.
Hmm.
So I was having a habit of storing one big drum of water. From that only cooking purpose and all. So boil. Okay, it could be managed. Drinking purpose. No, everywhere water was there. The government made announcement that Arna, so they provided
Potassium permanganate.
not potassium
Potassium
white bleach. So that should be put then clean that water and all. Some people began to collect the rainwater because it is considered as the freshest one, purest one. They used to collect that water and that also not to use as it is. Every medical stores and all, this one was supplied and all. People have to purchase because that drinking water, that other water, mineral water and all also not available. All the shops also completely filled with water. So this kind of things could be experienced. In this.
This the tap flow tap flows
Yeah.
नहीं हाँ मैंने कौन भैया उनको बोला
जाओ सेल्फी करूँ क्या?
तो मुझे लगा है कि यार तो ब्राइट ब्राइट मैंने सर को दिया था वो मैंने हाथ छोड़ दिया था
वेरी गुड
जी
को पूछो
हाँ उनके पास नहीं है
आज वो एक किसी का तो फोन भी रहेगा। तुम लोग जस्ट आने के
मेरे
पहले
को फोन भी लाया
कौन सा
सैमसंग का उसका
कौन सा
पता नहीं
सैमसंग के जितने भी फोन है सारे अच्छे रहते हैं, बहुत ड्यूरेबल भी रहते हैं, कोई भी एम नहीं है, सबका अलग डिफरेंट रहता है और सबसे मिक्स एस
एस है
एस है।
नहीं है पता नहीं
मेरे को आईफोन में बहुत बार यूज करने से नहीं कंट्रोल होता है, लाइक विजिट्स एंड ऑल।
मेरे को आईफोन बहुत मैंने लिया पहले बहुत मतलब
आईफोन बहुत ही ज्यादा हैंडी है यार, मेरे को इतना अच्छा है। ऐसे नहीं आईफोन का पावरफुल है,
इसका कैमरा इतना गंदा है आई स्वेयर
कैमरा गंदा है ऑफ कोर्स,
बहुत गंदा है
अबे बस एस अच्छा है कैमरा,
ऐसे अच्छा
एस मैंने बोला ना सारे इसका मिक्स बात। हाँ अभी अनुष्का अगर उसने उस दिन बोला मेरे को दिख ही नहीं रहा था, मैं छोड़ देता
अब तो नहीं ये देखो बहुत पहले की बात है बैठ अब नहीं बोलते छोड़